Hi, Dennis Feiner, CFOs on the go. Video number 4 in the test drive series. Today, we're going to do an estimate. If you remember in the last video, we set up a job, so now we can go ahead and then the next thing we can do is create an estimate. So it's got a weird name. It's called takeoffs, but it's preparing an estimate. So I'm just going to go into this job here. It's best that you kind of just poke around, and probably this job is the best one to look at. So it's 186. You'll see that for this job I've got, I don't know, 14 or 13 different bid items that are going to show up on the proposal. I don't think I have any phases on this job. No, I don't. And so I'm going to go in a bid item. Here's my general conditions. So these are the items that I think I need on the project. And now I can come in and update these. So, maybe on this job, I need 1,000 hours. So I can come in here and put 1,000 and what have you. So these are here. You know what? I don't need a trailer on this job. I'll take it out. I don't need temporary power. I'll take that out. But I would have a default that has everything that you possibly need, and it's better to have it there and take it off than not have it on there and need it, right? I don't want to leave anything out of a bid. So that's kind of the general conditions, but I really wanted to look at concrete as an example. So up here, there's a lot of variables, okay? So right here, I've got these formulas, and they're a little confusing, but once you figure them out, they're pretty simple. So right here, whatever quantity I put in is the length, the width, the thickness, the number of pieces of rebar, number of runs of rebar. And then we use calculations, so you'll see that we use this FR, right? Real simple. Total rebar is, FR, which is rebar runs, number of runs, times, the length, divided by 18. And that gives me my quantity of rebar. It was like 84 pieces or whatever. So we can create formulas like that. I've done another one down here using more formulas that come up with a poured pad. Down here, I don't have formulas because I've already put a static formula in here that says I need 1.21 square feet of visqueen for every square foot I do. So I got 20% waste, give or take. I need 0.012 cubic yards of crushed gravel or 3/4 gravel for every square foot. So these are static. These up here, are dynamic. You can change these, okay? Once I have these in here, then the next time I go to bid a job, all I have to, like on this one right here, this is actual assembly. Next time I have a job, I type 351 and all this comes in, and all it's going to do is ask me to drop the square footage in here. So let's say this job has 57,000 square feet. I put 57,000 in here and recalculate it, and it's calculated my cost. Now I've got some columns hidden here, which I'm just going to show you. You can, when you're using it, actually I have them all shown here. I'm sorry, they're all here. And so here's the quantity, the cost, my extended quantity. So in this case, I need 718 cubic yards of gravel. I need 68,000 square feet of visqueen. So now I can go ahead and order that. So how do I do that? I know what I want. I know the item. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick the vendor I want to buy that from. And I'm going to come up here and quickly just say export, purchase order for this job. And I'm only going to do one. Oh, I forgot to save it. Hang on. Saved. So I'm going to go up here at export, purchase order for this job. And we'll ignore that for right now. You don't have to read all that. Don't want subcontractors. You know what? I don't want all these people. I don't want to. I'm going to flip these off because I really only want to order a couple things right now. And let's see what employee I want to be today. 14. And so as I do this now, and I say export, and it says, yes, I'm going to export the selected items. I want to go, yes. I'm done here. Now if I come over to my project screen, and after a while you learn where all this stuff is, and I click purchase orders, and I go to the last one, there's Kelly countertops, there's the Corian countertop, etc. So I now have a PO that I can send to the client, and I can email it or I can print it. It's up to you. but I didn't have to do it. Filled in the job, it filled in the purchase order, it knew what job it was going to, it knew who ordered it, it knows the address it has to be delivered to. All of that's already put into the purchase order. So I want to go back to the estimate real quick. Again, this is just, and you guys can do this yourself. I also have the ability to move the budget, my extended cost, to the budget for accounting purposes. I can send it to a change order. I can print a proposal, purchase order, subcontract, send it to a work order. All of these things are just mouse clicks to get done. Instead of somebody sitting there with Word or Excel having to do this and having to take it from another Excel sheet, this is going to come right out of here. Once I identify these subs or these vendors, it's just basically a couple of mouse clicks to get done. So that is, well, you know what? I'll show you one more thing. I'm sorry. This is kind of cool. Let me get into recaps here. It's going to make me save it, so let me save it real fast. So down the bottom, there's a bunch of tabs, and I'm going to recap this by cost code, and you call them items in QuickBooks. We call it. So here's my contingency. I have a $3,500 budget. That's my price. There's my margin on it. In slab preparation, I've got 598 hours planned, and there's my cost. If I want to look at it by cost type, there's my material, labor, equipment, subcontract budgets for everything, and the profit margins on those. If I want to look at what vendors are low at this point that I've selected, there's all the vendors that have been selected for this job. You may say, hey, I don't want to use this guy. Well, I'll go back and change it. But hard to do that in Excel. We can kind of regroup this a lot of different ways. So I'm going to call it quits here. So anyway, that was the next one in the series here. It's just on estimating. We call it estimating basic, but I think you just seen it is nothing like basic, right? There's a lot of functionality in here for both formulas and variables, ability to recapture and slice and dice the information in the bid before you turn it in, and then also fast forwarding all that information throughout the system without somebody having to do it manually. And so huge payoff, especially if you've been in lots of jobs. Anyway, Dennis, company CFO's on the go. 16 years of doing this, 1,900 clients, round numbers, 36 states. So you need help, you probably should be calling us. 800-659-5851. So 800-659-5851. Thanks.